definitely don't be reckless and careless. Yeah,
Exactly.
the last question before we get into the rapid fire questions is if someone listening feels financially embarrassed right now, what would you tell them about starting over without carrying shame into the next chapter?
Yeah, I would say, we all make mistakes. We all have to learn. At the end of the day, if you decide not to learn, it's not going to benefit you. You're going to be in the same position you are now. So don't worry about it. The past is the past. Today is the present. Let's see what we can do to make you better into the future. When it comes to credit, if you have bad credit, get credit repair. You're able to restart. When it comes to finances, this is where if you're working a job, work harder, make some more money, or get a mentor, start a business. So everything, the great thing about life is we're always able to improve from where we're at. Where we're at right now does not define us forever. So just understand that. And as long as you're aware that you can change and you make the effort to change, just seek the right guidance and then things will work out.
Yeah, definitely do not let your past dictate who you are, but do let it be part of who you become.
Yeah.
I ask all of my guests this question. This is by far arguably my favorite question. Is what is one question you wish more people asked you, but they don't?
Hmm. Ask me, but they don't. I think maybe how much work it takes. Because I think one thing is, people see results, people see what I've been able to accomplish, and they assume I got lucky. They assume, I had the right connection. They assume it was easy. And need to be, I think people need to ask what it takes to get there. That way they also have a realistic expectation. Because I think another thing too online is we're all sold dreams. We're all sold the good life. What can happen when you work hard, but nobody a lot of times people don't show the hard work. So sometimes people have this false hope of, if I do this, it's gonna be like that, it's gonna be super easy. So I think I wish people would just ask me, what does it take? That way I can share it with them. And if they're committed to putting in that work, then, let's do it. Let's change your life. But if you're not committed, then that's totally fine. Not everybody is built for business, not everybody's built for entrepreneurship, but it's just setting realistic expectations because I don't think that gets set enough. I think everyone's just told it's easy and this is what you'll get from it, but nobody sees the struggle, the late nights and the loneliness that can come from running a business too. So I think just being able to give them that realistic expectation.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. People will see your Lamborghini. By the way, your Lamborghini is by far probably one of the coolest Lamborghinis I've ever seen.
Thank
But
you.
like
Thank you.
people like would probably just see the car and they don't ask themselves that question. They probably think, "Oh, how lucky." Right?
Yep.
Like you said, they don't know the long nights, the early mornings, the heartaches, the pain, maybe even moments of despair,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
and all of that is essentially that card that people admire and call lucky is a trophy because of the race you've conquered or mountain you conquered, right?
Yeah,
Now, are you ready for the rapid fire questions? And after rapid fire questions, then we'll get into your testimonials and your mentorship and everything.
for sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so the first one is who inspired you to take credit and financial literacy seriously?
Hmm. I would say it was honestly probably myself. That time of desperation, COVID hit, 2020, didn't have cash. I took, the initiative to search up the whole credit thing, and then once I saw the ad, I started getting into it. So I would say probably myself.
When did you first realize credit could be used as a tool for business growth?
I realized it could be a tool for business growth once I got my one-on-one coach that taught me business. The reason why is because I was working a job, doing business on the side, but then we looked at how much credit I had available. I had over 200,000 available. We decided to quit my job a little bit early before the business was booming, but knowing that that capital was going to be used as a float for the next couple months to go all in into business was me realizing like, oh dang, like credit can be used for things like this. So I'd say that situation.
What is the biggest mistake people make when trying to build or repair their credit?
Yeah, so when people are trying to build their credit, the biggest mistake I see is they don't apply right. So they don't know what to put on these applications. And on top of that, they're taking credit from just any bank. I highly advise to not take out credit cards from stores. So like Victoria's Secret, Target, those type of store cards, don't get them. And then there's actually subprime banks people don't know about. You got Credit One, you got Premier Financial. These are like predatory banks that will almost approve anybody, but these are the low tier banks. Nobody wants to see that on your report. So that's a mistake I see when it comes to repairing credit. People just don't know how to do it because it is a lengthy process. So a lot of times people will send out a dispute. You gotta keep disputing every 35 days, no matter what, until you get the outcome you want. So a lot of people either don't follow up or they don't know how to follow up. So those are the two biggest things I see.
When should someone start if they have bad credit and feel financially stuck?
ASAP. So if you have bad credit, you need to start as soon as possible because credit repair is a process. I tell most people it can be 6 to 12 months. Sometimes it can take even more. So you don't want to wait. You want to start as soon as you can and understand that as you're fixing your credit, this will put you in a position to then access money once your credit is done. So you could be somebody right now, no money in your bank account, but let's say you have enough money to, to do credit repair. You fix your credit. Once your credit is fixed, you could access your first possibly 5 to 10K within that same month. And this is money that then you can leverage to put into, something that's going to continue making you more money. That can be a coach, business coach, a car to drive to your job, whatever the case is. So fix your credit ASAP. Do not wait on that.
Why do you believe credit is more than just a number?
I believe it's the tool to wealth. So just being realistic, most people will never have more than $50,000 in their bank account because it's hard to do, and a lot of people just don't have the money discipline to do. You can access $50,000 within your first year of building credit if you are building from scratch. There's going to be a lot of people that watch this and they probably already have established credit. If that's the case, we can get 50K same day. So just understanding that you're able to access that amount of money so quickly is a really big tool because now you're saving time and now you can get into that business a lot sooner or you can get that mentor a lot sooner so you can learn a money producing skill. But yeah, credit is more than a number. It's really freedom. It's playing life on easy mode because you can get the money and now you have resources to use on whatever you need to elevate yourself.